Greetings everyone, and welcome to part 3 of my complete DVD and Blu-ray horror collection overview circa 2015. Yes, so, I know you don't want to waste any time on this one. I could see you guys eyeballing this shelf for the past couple weeks, just waiting for me to get down there. Well, today's the day, folks. Yes, we got tons of Scream Factory, more than anything else. They just dominate this shelf. And a whole bunch of other cool collector's editions, and, well, you'll see in a minute. So, let's get right to it. Shelf number 3 of the DVD Blu-ray Horror Collection Overview. Today, on the Multimedia Chronicles, on Fright Night Friday. Welcome back. Okay, let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it. Down to shelf number 3. Alrighty. Getting down lower. I'm going to have to start bending over. Slightly different angle this time. I thought... I didn't kind of want to spoil what was going to be on the next shelf, but I thought, you know what? I don't like having the current shelf at the bottom of the screen, so we're going to put the current shelf in the middle. So you'll see the bottom part of the previous shelf, the top part of the next one. So don't look at these. These will be next week, so don't... Yeah, anyway. Carrying on here. First up, we have the Rocky Horror Picture Show. This is the, what is it, the 25th Anniversary Edition? No, 35th Anniversary Edition. Quite nice. A little insert for the fan club there. And basically it's a big digibook. Got this really cheap. This actually has gone on sale a number of times. So if you missed out on it, well, too bad, because it was cheap for a really long time. You can get the non-digibook version fairly easily. Alright, next up we have... Well, let's pull all three of these out here. We basically have the entire Alien saga thus far. We've got the 35th Anniversary Edition of the original, which is very, very nice. Probably do some kind of closer look at that at some point. And then we've got the... this was sent to me by Bookhouse Boy 77, now known as Foghorn Lonesome. Really cool. This is the Alien Anthology. I forget which part of the world this comes from, but it's basically... It's region-free. All the editions of this set all over the world have the exact same content on them, just slightly different packaging. Here, I think the actual North American release was kind of like a digipack in a box, kind of like this actually. And you can actually get this really cheap too. I've seen this go for as low as like $20-25, and that is an amazing deal for this Blu-ray set. This is such an awesome set. And then of course we have the super duper deluxe edition of Prometheus. Yes, so now we have Prometheus 2 coming out. Oh wait, no, it's Alien Paradise Lost. Oh no, wait a minute, it's it's something else now. I don't even remember what the new title is, but anyway, they're very clearly linking it directly to the Alien saga now. Neil Blomkamp's Alien sequel is currently on hold. May or may not happen. It will be a direct sequel to Aliens, apparently, and kind of bypass the events of Alien 3 and 4. I said Aliens 3. That's terrible. Bad me. Next up, we got a little vampire section here. So this is kind of my Alien section, and then we've got, so in the vampire section, we've got 30 Days of Night, Dark Days. I still need to reacquire the first one, actually. I did a review of it many, many moons ago. By the way, in the description, if you take a look, anytime I've done reviews of any of these, I will post the links in the description, so if you want to check out some more in-depth info about these and sort of my thoughts on the films and whatnot, you can check those out. So this is, of course, The Lost Boys, the classic 80s super hip vampire movie. The Interview with the Vampire, which is actually one of my all-time favorite vampire movies ever. I just love this movie to death. Fantastic soundtrack, beautiful cinematography, great cast. Tom Cruise really surprised everybody with his portrayal of Lestat. Great stuff. Then we got Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. This is not the 3D version. I missed out on that, but whatever. Really, really fun movie. Just cheesy as hell and lots of fun. And then we got Dark Shadows, the Tim Burton version. Not as bad as I was expecting, actually. The trailers had you believe it was just going to be a balls-to-the-wall comedy, but it was actually a little more tastefully done than that. Then we got a little Nightmare on Elm Street section here. We've got the Nightmare on Elm Street collection, which has all 7 of the original movies. Got Never Sleep Again, which is a fantastic 4-hour-long documentary all about the entire franchise, basically. And then we've got the god-awful Nightmare on Elm Street remake movie. Can you even really see? It's hard to see. It's a lenticular cover. Very cool. I actually got quite lucky getting this lenticular cover because it's hard to find. So the only one I don't have is Freddy vs. Jason, which obviously I need to get and kind of slot right in there. Where is a complete series set of Freddy's Nightmares? Just saying. I used to watch the shit out of that show when it was originally on TV. Have a bunch of them on VHS, taped off TV. Cheesy as hell, but so much fun. It's like Twilight Zone light. But yeah, come on, get Freddy's Nightmares out already. Then we got The Faculty, which I actually still have yet to watch. Gotta check this one out. Directed by Robert Rodriguez, actually, and quite a good cast of, at the time, up-and-coming young actors, many of whom have gone on to even bigger and better things. Very cool. We got Solomon Kane, which, of course, you know I'm a huge fan of Robert E. Howard and his various characters and such. Big Conan fan, obviously. Yeah, so I still have to check this one out, actually. Drag Me to Hell, which was so much fun. Really enjoyed this a lot. Did a fairly lengthy review of it with my ex, who was not yet my ex at the time. But yeah, so I'll post that in the description for you. Got the 2-disc edition of Zodiac. Apparently this is the edition you want to get, the one that looks like the envelope. Very cool. Big collector's edition, loaded with special features. Yeah, so it's a 2-disc set. This is the one you want to get. This is the one that has all the goodies on it. We got Dorian Gray, which I also did a review of a while back. Yeah, this one, I don't know, just kind of slipped under the radar. I didn't really hear anybody talking about it. I really enjoyed it, actually. I thought it was a pretty good, updated take on that classic Oscar Wilde story. A little satirical look at high society. And then we got Starry Eyes, which is freaking trippy as hell. This is a really trippy horror movie. Not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I enjoyed it, though, actually. I thought it was quite a pleasant surprise. And then we're starting to get into the Scream Factory stuff here. I know you've been waiting for this. Alright, so first up we have the 50th anniversary of Psycho, the original Alfred Hitchcock classic. I reviewed the shit out of this. I even filmed the making of the review live on Stickam. So there's a couple of videos about that, which I'll post in the description. And then, of course, Psycho 2 from Scream Factory. And Psycho 3, also from Scream Factory. Very, very nice. These do come with slipcovers. The slipcovers are just the same artwork, even though they're collector's editions. For whatever reason, they didn't do new artwork for them. Some kind of rights issue, I think. They just wanted to use the... studio wanted them to use the poster art, I guess. Something like that. Anyway. And then just diving into the Scream Factory collection, there's really not a lot of order to these. They're just kind of... I keep them all together, obviously, because they look nice all together on the shelf like that. So just in the order that I have them on the shelf, got Night of the Comet. It's very nice. All these collector's editions, of course, have the original poster art. Well, the covers are reversible, so they have the new art on one side, the original poster art on the other side. So I always flip around the case art so that it's the original poster art there, and then, of course, have the new artwork on the slipcover. And Terror Train, this was actually the first Scream Factory title I ever got. It was sent to me by This Hidden World a while back. Very, very nice. Oh, I haven't actually flipped this one around. Let's do that, shall we? Let's do that right now. So we'll just slip this out and then flip him around and make sure the spine's all lined up nicely. And there we go. Okay, so now... ta-da! We have the original poster art there. That's kind of funny. I could have sworn I had done that with all of my Scream Factory Collector's Editions, but apparently I missed one. Then we have The Howling. Yes, Scream Factory has also released The Howling 2 in just kind of a regular non-slipcover edition. I still need to pick that up. And then, of course, we have the cover. I used to have this on VHS, actually, many, many moons ago. And this is the cover that it had. So, really good, you know, definitely one of the better sort of modern werewolf movies. Definitely recommend checking that out. The sequels are horrible, but the first one's really good. And we got The Fog, of course, classic John Carpenter film. Really, damn it, again. You're catching me out here in a bit of a fib. Well, not an intentional fib. I honestly thought I had flipped all of these around. So let's do that right now. I want all of them to be that way. That's why I only ever buy these collector's editions with the slipcovers, basically, so I can do that. There we go. And there is the original poster art. Very cool. Might take us a little while to get through all of these. Hope you don't mind an extra long overview episode. Yeah, I know you guys don't mind. You know I'm long-winded. Then we got Life Force, the collector's edition. This is a nice one to have because it's actually been out of print for a little while. And there, of course, is the original poster art. Used to have this on DVD many moons ago. The DVD just used the original poster art. But quite good. It has both cuts of the movie as well. Prince of Darkness, which I reviewed a couple of Halloweens ago. Very, very cool. And original poster art inside, of course. There we go. Yeah, actually, when I did the review, it was the first time I'd ever seen that. I hadn't seen it. Deadly Blessing, which I've also done a review of. There we go. Ernest Borgnine as an evil cult leader. How can you go wrong there? Well, a few ways, but you'll have to watch the review to find out. Assault on Precinct 13, also which I saw for the first time very recently and reviewed. I've done reviews of quite a few of the Scream Factory ones, actually, because they're a lot of fun. The Funhouse, which is one of those horror movies that some people seem to be kind of split on. Some people really like it, some people really hate it. I fall into the former category. I actually really enjoyed this one a lot. And then we have Night of the Demons. The second one is available on Blu-ray. The third one is only on DVD at the time of this video. Definitely want to pick those up because I really enjoyed this one. This was a lot of fun. So, there we go. For the longest time, before seeing the movie, I always thought this was a guy. I always thought this was a guy, but it's not. That's Angela, the main sort of baddie. I got H.P. Lovecraft's From Beyond. This is a really fun movie, too. I actually really enjoyed this one a lot. Really cool. I remember seeing this cover for the longest time, and I never really picked it up because the cover didn't really kind of grab me. But this cover sure did. Holy moly. And glad I finally checked that out because really enjoyed it a lot. All right, now here we've got, and I'm told this is not even all of them. There's apparently 5 in this series. We have Sleepaway Camp, the original. Very cool. Yeah, I need to do a review of this. I'd like to watch the other 2 before I do that, though, which I have not done yet. And then we have Sleepaway Camp 2. There we go. So you can see it gets kind of more into cheesiness territory, I think, as it goes. And then Sleepaway Camp 3, which Skinslip tells me is his favorite of the series. So, yeah, I definitely look forward to checking those 2 out. I have watched the first one, and I enjoyed that a lot. Quite the shocking twist ending on that one. What a twist! Yeah, pretty cool. So good times. But apparently there's a 4th and 5th one as well. I gather as they go, getting increasingly less related to the original. And, of course, John Carpenter's They Live. Great stuff. And, of course, I left the sticker on there because it's, well, if you've seen the movie, you know why I left that there. You know. You don't need me to explain that to you. And if you do need me to explain it to you, watch the fucking movie. Seriously. Really, really fun stuff. I actually saw this in the theaters back in the day. I love that movie. Motel Hell. Great stuff, yeah. Farmer Vincent's Smoked Meats. Yeah, there we go. Really fun, very, very intentionally tongue-in-cheek horror movie. Good stuff. Love it. The Burning. Oh, what a pleasant surprise this one was. Check out my review on this one. This one really took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting it to be anywhere near as good as it is. It's far better than it deserves to be. Given that it essentially came out at the height of the slasher movie craze and was just kind of cashing in on it to some extent. But really, really good. If you enjoy that genre, you will not be disappointed that one. Then we got Body Bags, which is actually a sort of anthology horror movie. No reversible cover on this because it was actually a TV movie apparently originally, so there was no poster art. So that is it. That is all you get. And then of course, Escape from New York. Some of you are probably wondering, hey, some of these aren't horror movies. What the hell? It's like, well, as I explained in part 1, you'll find that with some parts of my collection that there will be some non-horror stuff. In fact, we're getting up to some non-horror stuff towards the end of the shelf here. But in this case, it was just because I wanted to keep all the Scream Factory stuff together, more or less. There's a few that are in other sections, as you'll see later. But yeah, so this just kind of slotted in with the Scream Factory and John Carpenter stuff. Easily the most definitive edition we've ever had of this, a record previously held by the Collector's Edition DVD set. The previous Blu-ray release was god-awful. Don't waste your time with that, even if you see it for $5 in the bargain bins. But this one is definitely worth getting and is fantastic. It's a really, really good edition. Then we've got Phantom of the Paradise, which I picked up a while ago. I still haven't watched it, actually. There we go. Get the alternate artwork there. Very nice, very nice. And then here we go. And we got Darkman, which is, again, kind of non-horror. Well, I mean, there's actually some horrific elements to this. This is directed by Sam Raimi, who, of course, did the Evil Dead movies and Drag Me to Hell and the Spider-Man trilogy. So there's some horror right there. Yeah, so this came out like the year after Batman, 89. So this came out in 1990, I believe. Yeah, 1990. So I kind of saw it as a take on that type of character, nighttime vigilante guy. But it's actually quite a bit different than that. It definitely has a comic book feel to it, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. And actually, Liam Neeson before he became a megastar and stuff like that. Class of 1984, which I actually did review a while back. I had the previous Blu-ray release of this. This is a replacement / upgrade. Yeah, really like this movie a lot. Really good stuff. Some very disturbing moments in there, but just overall really good stuff. And I, of course, just picked this one up recently. We got Clive Barker's Lord of Illusions, which is... this includes both the theatrical cut and director's cut. I am told don't even bother with the theatrical cut. The director's cut's the only way to go, so that's probably exactly what I'm going to do. That's generally what I do anyway. And here we've got Pumpkinhead Collector's Edition. There we go. Very cool. I think that's a terrible cover. That's just a screenshot from the movie. I could have sworn there was a better cover than that. Anyway, yeah. In this case, the new artwork is yonks better than the original. Yeah, and then of course, oh, hold on a second. Put this here, and then we've got Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings, which I've actually never seen this one. I've seen the first one, but no, this one. This is just a non-collector's edition. Although, I mean, come on, there's still a pile of extras there. Well, few things anyway. It's actually not a ton, but and then we got Tales from the Crypt presents Demon Knight. Yes, they also have put out Bordello of Blood, which I would have got at the same time, but they didn't have it. At least not. I didn't see it on the shelf. So anyway, never seen Bordello of Blood. I have seen Demon Knight a number of times. This one's a lot of fun. I actually saw this in the theater as well. One of the few. There you go. Very nice. Billy Zane for the win. And carrying on here, we get into, I'm just going to move these over a little bit here. We have sort of the non-collector's edition ones, but still, worthy of note, obviously. We've got Swamp Thing, which, I don't mind putting this in the horror section because, you might say, well, put it in the comic book section. Well, I could go in either one. I kind of put it in this section because, I mean, the comics were always very much inspired by the old EC horror comics and had that vibe to them. And this movie is based very much on the original Len Wein, Bernie Wrightson era of the comics. So, yeah, into the horror section it goes. And anyone wondering, no, this is not the slightly longer cut where we see Adrienne Barbeau topless and some glorious footage there. But, yeah, it is just the regular U.S. cut. Apparently they just couldn't get the uncut version. They tried, but they couldn't get it. The Incredible Melting Man, which I actually did a review of a little while back, so sure check that out. Saturn III, which I also did a review of. This movie scared the shit out of me as a kid, and I still find it quite disturbing. it's interesting seeing Harvey Keitel in this with his voice dubbed over by Roy Thinnes, of all things, or Tynes. I don't know how you pronounce his name. Anyway, the guy who played Vincent's father in the Beauty and the Beast TV series. He also does the books on tape of all the Game of Thrones books. So a wonderful voice, but very strange to hear his voice coming out of Harvey Keitel's mouth. Without Warning, which I actually just picked up fairly recently, haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Saw the trailer for this on one of the other Scream Factory releases, and I was like, oh damn, I have to get that. That looks cheesily awesome. So yeah, pretty cool. Looking forward to that. And here we got a double bill. Got Terror Vision with along with the Video Dead. I'm about halfway through the Video Dead. It's been a bit of a slog to get through. It's not terribly good. Terror Vision, however, is an absolute blast, and I definitely recommend anybody check that out. Skinslip and I did a two-person commentary for that, a fan commentary, as part of Movie Gangbang a while back. And yeah, and I think he's reposted it on his page. If I can find a link, I'll give it to you. So, you know, watch it with the commentary, and you'll be seeing me watching it for the first time, or hearing me watch it for the first time. And then we got The Nest, lovely cover that appears nowhere in the movie itself, although it does have a lot of bugs in it. They aren't giant bugs humping scantily clad women, though. And then we have Evil Speak, which I actually just watched recently. Really enjoyed this one too. We got Clint Howard, Ron Howard's brother, in a horror movie, like as the main character in a horror movie. Sort of a kind of a cyber Satan revenge movie. Takes place at a military school. But it's interesting to see him in a full-out, you know, blood and guts horror movie and stuff like that. And they have some interviews with him on here too, where he talks about sort of why he did it and stuff like that, and yeah, pretty cool. Final Exam, which I also watched recently. I've not reviewed it yet, but yeah, a fairly by the numbers slasher movie. I might actually watch it again before reviewing it. You know, it's perfectly competent as a slasher movie, just nothing terribly remarkable about it. I'll have quite a few things to say about that when I get around to reviewing it. Madman, which I have not watched yet. A lot of these are recent acquisitions. I just haven't got around to watching it. But yeah, just looked like fun. A lot of these non-collector's editions also were on sale, like 2 for $20 or 2 for $30. Normally the collector's editions here go for between $25 and $30 a piece. They're not cheap, but you know, that's because they're collector's edition. They're often limited. They go out of print fairly quickly, and you know, if you want to get them with the slipcovers, you basically got to pay the premium price, because if you wait for them to go on sale, chances are they'll go on sale without the slipcover. So there you go, the joy of being a collector. Next up, we've got The Vampire Lovers, which is apparently the first in a trilogy. I think the second one is out on Blu-ray from a different company. I don't know about the third one, and I don't remember what the titles are. I do apologize. I'm not terribly familiar with this. Much like what Skinslip said about why he got it, I pretty much got it because I thought the cover was awesome, and you know, lesbian vampires, and it's got Peter Cushing in it, so you know, there's bound to be some good to be found there. And then we got a double bill, kind of a haunted house double bill here. Got Ghost House and Witchery, which goes by another title that I can't remember. The other title that it goes by is actually the title on the print they used. You'll find that with a lot of Scream Factory titles. A lot of movies went by alternate titles and such, and the one that they're known by isn't necessarily the one that's the best print or the best cut. So Scream Factory always tries to get the you know, the most intact prints for their movies, and sometimes those versions have different titles, or the original title, or what have you. Anyway, I actually enjoyed this one a lot. Both of them. They're both quite different, but lots of fun. The next up, speaking of Tales from the Crypt, got the original Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror. This is definitely the edition to get over the old Midnight Movies edition. The old Midnight Movies DVD edition had the heavily chopped up version of Vault of Horror. This one actually has like 3. This actually has 3 cuts of Vault of Horror, including the uncut version, in both open matte, full frame, which is how it was originally filmed, and matted widescreen, which is how it would have been shown in theaters. So you can actually see it full frame, like a full opened up, the full opened up unmatted 35mm frame, and see even more of the image than you would have seen in theaters. And all in high def. There's no DVDs in here. It's all high def. So pretty cool. Tales from the Crypt, as far as I know, was not cut originally, so it's basically the one we've always seen. But yeah, love these movies. Love them a lot. They're 2 of my all-time favorite anthology horror movies. Really, really good stuff. Amicus for the win. Gotta love Amicus. Then we got The Final Terror, which... Did I watch this one? I swear I watched this. Oh no, I was going to watch this one. I just never got around to it. Yeah, okay, so haven't watched it yet. I will eventually. Good times. Alright, and then next up we have sort of some... this is kind of getting into the cult film territory. There's a little bit of horror in here. There's a little bit of non-horror, but it's definitely cult film status. Going sort of chronologically here, we've got Star Crash. It's from the Roger Corman's Cult Classics collection. These are ones that he either produced or directed. Really fun movie starring a young David Hasselhoff, actually, pre-Knight Rider. Then we got Battle Beyond the Stars, which, at first glance you think is Roger Corman's rip on Star Wars, but it's actually more of a rip on Magnificent Seven. It's it almost is like exactly the story of the Magnificent Seven or Seven Samurai, but set in space, and stars what's his face, John Boy from what was his name? Richard Thomas. Yeah, Richard Thomas from the Waltons as the farm boy going out to find mercenaries to protect his home planet from evil aliens. Galaxy of Terror, which features a young Robert Englund, actually, as one of the main characters, pre-Freddy, pre-V. So this is when he was pretty early in his career, so pretty cool stuff if you're a Robert Englund fan. Also just a really, really fun, low-rent sci-fi horror movie. Really enjoyed that one a lot. Then we got Humanoids from the Deep. Basically aliens coming to impregnate our women. Good times. Then we got Forbidden World. Now this actually includes 2 cuts of the movie. Pretty cool. The uncut version is only on a DVD for whatever reason. I don't know if that just meant they couldn't find an actual film print of it or what. And also the uncut version goes by a different name. It goes by Mutant. Yeah, there you go. So, anyway, pretty cool stuff. Oh, I should mention also, just mentioning Galaxy of Terror again for a second here. If you're a fan of Event Horizon, like I'm a huge Event Horizon fan, and which reminds me I need to reacquire that. I don't actually presently have it. But huge Event Horizon fan. If you like that type of thing, sort of more psychological sci-fi horror, check out Galaxy of Terror. You'll have a good time with that. It's fun. And then, last but not least, we got sort of 3 kind of post-apocalyptic ones. Rounding out the Roger Corman Blu-ray collection, we got David Carradine in Death Race 2000. This was the first Roger Corman Cult Classics Blu-ray I got, thanks to a very generous viewer. Really appreciate that a lot. In fact, I think the package opening for this, I think I did on live on Stickam, if I remember correctly. Stickam being the old chat site. And of course, we got Damnation Alley. Very good stuff. Notable for its awesome vehicle there. Basically, just a cool post-apocalyptic adventure there. And then finally, we have Exterminators of the Year 3000. Yeah, so as I said, I mean, I kind of lump the cult films in with the horror stuff. It just kind of, that you always saw them together on the old VHS shelves. Like they always found their way into the horror section a lot of the time. So to me, that's just the way I've always known these movies to be organized. So that's how I do it on my shelf. Take it or leave it. And I'll take one final look and then bid you adieu. And there you have it. So lots of vampire stuff, and got the Alien Saga, and a whole bunch of cool cult films and whatnot. As you can see, as I think I mentioned a while back in part 1, there's some sort of non-strictly horror films in there, but they're definitely cult films. And as I mentioned at the time, I kind of lumped them all in together. yeah, just the way I roll, man. Just the way I roll. I'm not too. I'm kind of loose about what I classify as horror or put into the horror section. I don't have a cult films section. I don't have a thriller section. So I just kind of put everything into horror. It's my all-around cult film / horror / post-apocalyptic nightmare scenario section. Alrighty, that is it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara. Wait a minute! Patreon sponsors. Hi, Patreon sponsors. Sorry, I almost forgot about you. Big thanks to my Patreon sponsors, such as my 2 highest level sponsors, Kyle Pellegrini and Get Your Gorgeous On, the awesome e-mag run by Michelle O'Toole and Simon Hedger. Special, big kudos to you guys. Thanks for the support. And, to everyone else, please do consider becoming a Patreon sponsor. I mean, even if it's just $1, I mean, every dollar helps. It goes towards everything that you see and allowing me to do more videos and, have more time and resources to do videos for you. So, yeah, there you go. Alrighty, that is definitely it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara. Testicles. Hold on. We need this in stereo. There we go. I'm all the way over here on the right. Okay, good. Stereo. Alright, I'm going to have to start bending over. Okay, here we go. So first up, we have the Rocky... Oh, I don't like this angle. Hold on. Let's change the angle, shall we? Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's keep it centered. That's fine.